Hello, hello, hello. Good evening and welcome. It is week 2 of I Will Teach You to Be Rich. And we are going to talk about this book tonight. And I am so excited to be here with you guys. I want to first congratulate the women that turned in homework this past week. And I know it's like, man, a week went by already. You're like, wow, right? But I want to congratulate Heather Ains from the Helen unit. Crystal Brendel. Crystal is adopted into Paula Tyree's unit, and she's been with Mary Kay for 23 years. I love it. Linda Campo from my personal unit. Lydia Baker, I'm not sure who she belongs to just yet. And then from the Camry Vetus unit, Shelby Smith. So I want to shout out to my leaders and say, girls, get your homework in. And it's just part of the success plan of having accountability into what we're doing, and we are going to give some prizes away. So I have 2 prizes of everybody's into our giveaway bag right here. And I am going to draw for 2 prizes, and then I'm going to tell you what the prizes are for next week. The first prize for tonight is this from the Mary Kay seminar booth. Okay, it's a Mary Kay stylist. Do you love it? Okay, our winner for that is going to be shake it up, shake it up. Okay, you ready? The first winner is Shelby Smith. Woo, Shelby. Okay, so I will mail that to you. And the next person is going to win this beautiful Mary Kay heart scarf. And you ready? Giveaway. The connection's bad, really. How is that possible? I don't know. Well, somebody else make sure, let me know if the connection is good or bad. How is let me see if I can. I don't know. I did a live last night, and I had no issues at all. I don't know what this is about sometimes. Let's see. How is the anything else is anything? Let's see. Okay. If you're on tonight, say hello to me in the comments, because I want to say, hey, shout out to you. So this beautiful winner of this scarf is going to be Linda Campo. Congratulations to our 2 winners. I'll make sure I get those in the mail. And we are going to be giving away next week this beautiful, technically protected tech case. It's a Mary Kay tech case, and all of your wires and everything can go in here with your phone as you travel. I feel off the connection. I fell off. Okay. Okay, good. Okay. So everything's good now. Yay! And so this is going to be a prize that we're giving away next week. I'm also going to give away this really cool unfolding Mary Kay Possibilities tote. Do you love this? Watch this thing. It opens up. My head open. There we go. And it opens up into a tote, and it gets all big. I'm not going to take it apart. I might not get it back together, okay? So that is just so cool. And love it, love it, love it. Okay, so we're going to give these away next week. Now, I won't be mailing them next week. I'm going to mail next week and the following week. I'll be mailing out from when after my little 35th anniversary celebration. We're going to be giving away this as well on week 4, and I've got some other goodies over there as well. So I wanted to show you. Oh yeah, we've got this one too. Anyway, Mary Kay business card case with the mirror, and also this iron case, Mary Kay iron case. So when you want to put your curling iron or your flat iron in here, oh, you got it. It's, I mean, all Mary Kay style, Mary Kay endorsed. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So, woo! Who's excited about making money? Who's excited about getting rich? Because what getting rich does is it allows us choices in our lives. And I want to give you some of the testimonies from people that wrote in. I absolutely loved it. To have experiences is what people said. They also said financially free. And they talked about having massages, a full day at the spa, a large home with land and a pool, mental, taking them, I love this one, a mental health shopping trip to TJ Maxx. Get excited. I did that today. Also, I loved that you guys were just, it was all the work that came to me after reading all of them was peace. The peace that you have about being financially free, financially fit. And isn't it cool that you guys have this tool of Mary Kay Cosmetics to be able to launch you into that wealth realm? And I'm so excited. And I want to share with you guys tonight just some tools about your finances, about how you set up accounts. We touched on some things. So if you're new to this, I want to say, if you didn't watch last week, go back and watch the video from last week, because you get to hear my story about some of the mistakes that I made and the way that we've kind of done things along the way. It still has worked out, but I know I could have done better and can do better. So I'm learning a lot by reading this book. So I'm going to give you a plan tonight, what the next few weeks look like, or a couple weeks that we have. And I'm pretty sure that the 4 o'clock time, if I get there, because I'll be and I believe that time will work. I thought about it. I thought, why am I doing it in the middle of the day? But we'll see how that works. Okay. And if I need to shift anything, I will absolutely let you know once I get settled in. So I'm super excited. One of the things that I read was, about, and some of the things that I've researched is about not feeling okay with spending money. And that's really what Ramit, the author of this book, set out to do, was to teach us how to spend money. Now, I don't have problems spending money, but it's being intentional with our money and not wasting it. So my book is getting dog eared, and I have not read the whole thing yet, but I was just so intrigued with it, and I felt moved to do this for you guys, and it is getting all marked up in here. There's just a wealth of great information. So without any further ado, let me get started with that information. And so as you have comments, as you have questions, then jump in and comment. I want to hear it. I want to see it. Okay. So so this is part 2. So we kind of touched on part 2, chapter 1 and chapter 2. In the back of each chapter, he gives you homework. So here's what I want to say: there is no shame in this game. There is only changes that we can make moving forward. And today's the day. There's no time like the present. It is a gift. So we've got to take this seriously. I also don't want to get you frustrated over this book going, well, I don't have all this money to do all this, guys. It starts somewhere. And so really, I want to keep this to the basics and talk in terms that you understand. Still jumpy. You guys are not, I don't know what to do. What do I do with the glitchy connection? I am on my Wi-Fi. Oh, I guess I have to reset my Wi-Fi when I do stuff. This is nuts. I don't know. Is everybody having issues seeing me and hearing me? I'm going to jump off and back on. I don't know. This is so frustrating. I don't know. Well, I guess we could start over. I don't know what to do. This is so frustrating. I don't see other people on YouTube have these issues. I don't know. Am I still? Right. I don't know what to do. I will have to sign out. Give me 5 minutes. I will reset my internet. Hey there. Hey. Yeah. All right, I'll be back. Hello, hello. Are we here? Can you hear me now? I'm here. I called Joe home quickly. So am I better now? I'm glad you guys were chatting. Okay. That I'm better now. Somebody tell me, please, because I'm back. Okay. So we were chatting and I panicked. So I got to grab my book. Hold on. We did some recognition, and if I got a bad, if I've got another bad connection, I don't know what to do. But hopefully in the future I will reset. Oh, so much better. They say it's better, honey. Yay! Thank you guys. Okay, so what I want to do is have a plan, and I'm sorry if you missed stuff. So you didn't miss a whole lot except recognition. So if you get prizes in the mail, you'll know why. That they are from me. So I want you guys to go on the offense. What I was saying when our connection was going out is I don't want you to have any shame about this. I don't want you guys to feel frustrated because, you know, you might go, oh, it's easy for you because you have all this money. Guys, it all starts somewhere. And so we need to be investors to make our money work for us. So we must go on the offense. So write that down. Go on the offense. You've got Charles Schwab and you've got Vanguard. Vanguard is where I have my retirement money in. And, you know, because you can read a lot of things that says, do this with your employer or that. And some of you are employed and your husbands are employed. So I really want to encourage you guys to have your significant other to be a part of this with us, because this is so cool. Or if they can't be on, guys, read this together. He also has lots of YouTube videos that he talks about stuff. So just to review a little bit, we talked about credit scores. We talked about setting up credit cards. We talked about compounding interest. And, you know, how are you handling your credit cards? What is your get rid of debt plan? So these were all things that we talked about last week. If you didn't get to see last week, please go back and watch it, because you'll learn about me. You'll learn about why I decided and felt moved and called to do this. Are you tracking your register? I will make a note here to make sure that actually, I referred you guys to the register. Actually, it's on PamelaHiggsNSD.com, and it's underneath tracking. There's a under area, and there's a bunch of titles, resources, thank you. And in there is tracking. And so there's money management and then tracking. And so there's a sheet there, and you can use this for your personal, you can use it, because let's be honest, most people do not carry a checkbook around and they don't carry a register. And guys, you can get alerts from your bank. So make sure you go into your settings in your online banking and set alerts, so you know what's in your checking account. But it's still really important that you keep track of your spending, okay? So, you know, a track number grows. One of the things I want to make sure that you guys are aware of is QuickBooks Online. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that and how that works and how it benefits. Tonight, I want to make sure that we talk about how this will apply to you in life and also in your Mary Kay business, or in your personal, if you're with another direct selling company. But most of us here are with Mary Kay, the best. And so a track number grows. So QuickBooks Online, there is free that are available, but there is also, I think I talked about this a little bit last week, there's also a company that Linda Tupin recommends that can set it up for you. So for business, it's not free. They do charge $150 that to set it up, and then they charge like $24 a month. Okay, and you reconcile and everything, guys. This is a business, and we have to treat it like a business. The cool thing that I love about it is when I go and I spend money on something, I open my QuickBooks, I take a picture of it, and I put it in as an expense. And I also do what's called classing it. That means what category is it in? If you went out to have coffee with somebody, who did you talk to? Who were you with? And what did you talk about? That is what is important to know. And so, you know, I don't know the likelihood of you getting audited or not getting audited, but good receipts, good records matter. Okay, so we want to do it the right way. So my question is, how do you track yourself? My first year in Mary Kay, I took anything that I bought for my business and I stuck it in a basket with a lid. And when it was tax time, I opened it up, dumped it on the floor. Okay, Here's why that's a bad idea. Number one, it leaves everything to the end. It stresses you out. Number two, you miss expenses. Now, back then, we had a checkbook and credit card, so you're using different things. But if everything is going through your checking account, okay, you should have one checking account for your Mary Kay business, and you may have other checking accounts. You will have a joint checking account unless you and your husband have bills separated, that you pay these bills and he pays these bills and you don't have joint money. It's all in what works for you guys. What most people probably do is have a joint account, and then your husband may have an account and you may have a personal account, okay, for your fun things, or you may put it together for your fun things, right? But having a savings plan and an investing plan is really, really important. So it's like tracking your checking account is like an email inbox. Okay, it's just like you want to check it, just like you do your email, you check in what's happening in your bank account. Again, a track number grows. There are some crazy stories in here. I shared one last week about, I think the only thing I read out of the book, and that was the loss that somebody had for so much money that they wasted by not looking at their bank account. Guys, I get Apple charges that don't belong to me. I don't know how that happens, but I call my credit card. I get things that show up that I don't know what it is. I have had fraud many times on credit cards. So it is really important that you check it. And that's another reason why using a system like QuickBooks is so easy, because it allows you to it makes you go over your stuff. What's this for? What's this for? You know, if you're charging, which I do a lot of things on Amazon, you know, for things that I might use for my business. And so it's so important that you take a picture of that and put the amount in and what it was for. Because then when the bill comes in, you're not like, oh, what's that? What's that? What's that? Right? Okay. So please don't tell yourself that you're not good at this. Become good at this. You know, stop telling yourself this just isn't my thing. We can make it our thing. You don't have to, but I want to encourage you to do so. So here's how we set up. Tonight, we're going to talk about how we set our stuff up. We talked about QuickBooks. We talked about a checking account. It is best to have an interest-bearing checking account. Now, let me be clear. In my knowledge, most interest-bearing checking accounts are going to require you to have a minimum amount in there. Know your minimum amount. Otherwise, figure out, I bank with PNC, how to have free checking. But you can also have a money market with them. You can have, so you go to bankrate.com, bankrate.com. He talks about it in the book, and find out what are the best accounts that are yielding the most interest. Okay. He also talks about having savings that's short term that you need for 1 month. Okay. Like money you need that's going to come out maybe in a month, and midterm, which is 5 years, vacations, holidays, gifts, or long-term items. Okay. That doesn't include your children's college fund. That would be a totally separate thing. And what I want to do for next week is find out all the hidden gems that we can be saving money and putting away for your kids. I don't know the numbers, and I reached out to an accountant that would know the numbers. And that's another thing, is a really, really good tax accountant is so important. The one that I reached out to is retired, but the one that we use is out of North Carolina, referred to me by many other nationals and top sales directors. And it's my first year with him, and I'm loving him. Heather uses them as well. So it is important that you have a touch base on that, what happened to me my first year last week. Okay. Savings account pay more interest. He talks about Capital One 360 savings. And he also talked about Charles Schwab for investing. And he talks about it. So look at page 84 for that. So, read this book. You can kind of skim over this book and get, depending on what kind of reader you are, but you can really get through this book rather fast. Highlight what's important. Oh, this is something I need to do. Okay. And then he recaps each chapter with what your steps are. And some of these things you already have set up, but you want to check back and make sure you're at the best bank. And I know he says, You tell yourself the story that, oh, it's so hard but guys, it really isn't that hard to move over your checking. Yes, it would take time, but he allows an hour for this, 2 hours for that. Again, where we put our energy will grow. Do we want our finances to grow? Everybody say, yes, I do, right? Okay. And I love her comment, Christy. Christy said, I just signed up in April. This is what I've been doing. Everything dumped in a box. You know why, Christy? Joe Higgs says people don't know what they don't know. And he also says people make up which that they don't know. So you know what? Here I am. I'm still here after all this, but you can absolutely do better. Okay. So there are free apps out there. I didn't go that route because I was recommended to this. And so I've had it and it works. So you do whatever works best for you. Okay. Auto pay. You get on-time bonuses from Mary Kay. So you can be set up for direct deposit. So as you're building your team and there's any bonuses that you earn in this business. So if you're brand new and you started within the last 4 months, then you, as soon as you add your third team member and they get Great Start qualified, you get a $400 bonus. So it'll be $100, $200, $300, $400 bonus. So each time you hit each one, you're going to get a bonus. As if you're after 4 months, you get $50 for each person that gets Great Start qualified. And then you can just, sorry, I get distracted by the comments. I need to not look. You get direct deposits on that. Okay. So open your checking account, interest savings account. Open your online checking, do bill pay. If you guys aren't paying your bills through bill pay, do check again, get it done again. Okay. So important to have that taken care of. It makes it so easy. Inspect what you expect. Okay. Some experts, he talks about having a month and a half of living expenses in your checking account. Other people like Dave Ramsey says have 3 to 4 months in your checking account. I don't know what it is about my dog. Okay. Annie's 13. She's a little munchkin. Some of you have seen her. She's 9.5, 10 pounds. And I'm not kidding you. I come up here to get on live. And it's not like I'm never up here because I am. This is the upstairs of our beach house. But I literally am getting ready to go live. The door was shut. She comes out at the door. She has to come in. She's going, I was going to tell y'all, if you hear heavy breathing, it's not me. I mean, I just don't even get it. It's like she's got this woo aura about knowing that I'm going live. Chapter 3 talks about investing. We talked about compounding interest. And if you turn to page 97 with me, if you've got your book, because you can mark it up with me, maybe you've gotten that far, maybe you haven't. But this talks about how older people regret not investing. They regret it, but you don't have to. Here's his thoughts. Under 25, your median balance of your 401k is $1,325. Again, if you are full-time Mary Kay, that means you don't work for somebody else. That is okay. You're going to have a Roth IRA, which really has some big benefits to it. And if we have time, we'll talk about that tonight. If not, we'll talk about it next week. But the comment is, I'm too busy watching a cooking show of things that they will never cook. Okay. That's what people under 25 say. And 25 to 34, you would have median balance of their 401k should be $8,192. These people have just started dabbling in saving money, but still don't see the value in it. 35 to 54 is $23,491. These people have realized that perhaps saving money is important. And then 45 to 54 is $43,467. These folks are wishing they could go back in time and beat themselves up for not saving more. Like Biff in Back to the Future Part 2. Okay. So, again, it's like skincare. It's never too late, but it's better if you start off earlier. So that was one thing that I did right. So he goes on to talk about, on page 103, investing now, you're not getting any younger. What if you had started investing $10 a week 5 years ago? Guess how much you'd have, okay? So don't say you can't invest $10 a week 5 years ago. So start doing it now. But maybe now, since you didn't do it 5 years ago, make it $20 a week. It turns out that by now you've had thousands of dollars, all from investing a little more than $1 per day. That think about that $10 a week. Where did it go anyway? Guys, we drink coffee, for God's sake. If you're like most people, it probably slipped through your fingers on random things. That's why I'm saying you cannot not do this, guys. I'm begging you to get this set up this week. Okay. Like Ubers and lunches, despite wild rides in the stock market, the best thing you can do is think long-term and start investing early. If you invest this much per week, $10, after a year, you have $541. After 5 years, you have $3,173. And after 10 years, you have $7,836. But if each week you invested $20, you'll end up with $15,672. And if each week, guys, you can make $50 a week in your Mary Kay business. You can make $50 a week. You make $5,000 a week in your Mary Kay business. Okay, you choose. $50 a week would end up to be, after 10 years, just 10 years. So imagine what you'd have in 30 years. Is 39,181. Okay, this is assuming an 8% return. So look at what your returns are. Okay, but this is what is so cool about this book is he breaks it all down for you. On page 107, he says if you make $60,000 per year and you contribute $3,000 per year, which is 5% of your salary, your employer then matches your $3,000. Okay, if you're employed, so you'll actually invest $6,000 per year. If you start at age 25 and earn 8% on your money, you'll have more than $1.6 million with a 401k match when you retire, or just over $800,000 with no match. A 5% match can double your returns, and each year you invest, the difference grows larger because we talked about compound interest. If you are self-employed and you don't have an employer, we're going to talk about that too. Okay, that is a Roth IRA. Once you set up your 401k and tackled your debt, it's time to climb into rung 3 and start funding a Roth IRA. I don't think you have to personally tackle all your debt, certainly before you start investing. And so find just maybe you don't go into an IRA, but then again, if you don't start saving, then you get behind on it, right? So it's really important that, you set it up and get these things put away. And you can have things in different banks. He talks about the simplicity. If you want to be lazy about it, have everything in one bank account. We talked about my son, Joey, and many of us that can't see the money. So you can have money, transferred over from one bank to another. And then on that other bank, you can have automatic withdrawals. And I'm going to get some names of some companies. I was looking at it online. You can go to DaveRamsey.com. I was looking at some things there. He says, find a professional. But honestly, Joe has some, advisors through his company, but we really have never had somebody. We had some people come to our home a couple years ago, but it just didn't feel right. I think maybe I'm a little untrusting of just having somebody manage, or not manage my finances, but manage my investments. How much do they get out of it? You've heard some horror stories. And so it's just really important, though, that we do these things, but he does recommend Schwab. So I reached out and I hope to have a financial advisor. I looked for a female financial advisor. She did call me back. I missed her, and then I called her back. So we're playing phone tag. But if you just did $5,000 a year, okay, so how much would that be a month? The amount that you would have in a Roth IRA in 30 years is $611. $611,729. So baby girl, my daughter is on here. Girlfriend, start doing this so that when you're 60 years old, you've got close to $1 million in the bank, and you absolutely could put even more away. So if we don't even miss that money. That's why you automatically have it taken away. Heather, if mommy didn't do this, Misty would not have happened. Okay. Your horsey was taken out from money that I had put away in savings that was automatically deducted. So one of the benefits is that it lets you invest whatever you want. So whereas a 401k has an array of funds that you must choose from. And both IRAs let you invest in anything you want, index funds, individual stocks, etc. So listen to this. It's pre-tax dollars, and you pay taxes only when you withdraw money at retirement. Well, a Roth IRA uses after-tax dollars to give you an even better deal. So this is a better deal than doing it through an employer. With a Roth, you invest already taxed income and you don't pay any tax when you withdraw it. So put this in perspective. If a Roth IRA had been around in 1972 and you invested $10,000 after tax dollars in LUV, Southwest Airlines stock, you would have hit a grand slam. We love to hear that, right? Not only would the money have turned into 10 million, but when you withdrew the money some 30 years later, you would have paid no tax. Although way back in 1972, you would have paid taxes on the initial $10,000 investment, the $9,990 you earned, $9,990,000 you earned in the Roth IRA would have been tax-free. That's unbeatable, okay? So you're paying the taxes on the in, but then not on the out. So all the money that you're earning in it is tax-free. So cool. So I'm learning things that I didn't know, okay? Growth versus access. I don't want to lock my money up in a retirement account. I might need it soon. This is on page 113. Many people think of a retirement account as locking the money up, which is not a bad idea, okay? But he says, if you contribute to a Roth IRA, you can always withdraw the money you contribute, the principal penalty-free. But with Roth and 401k, you can also access money penalty-free in certain cases of real need, like a medical expense, prevent foreclosure, cover tuition, pay funeral expenses, and so on. They call it hardship distributions. Nevertheless, unless you really have no other resource, you should not withdraw money from your retirement account anyway, as I was just saying. So it just goes on to talk more about that. So we're gonna talk about next week those investments of some ways that you can pay your kids to label your product. And it used to be $5,000 into an account per year. And so you can take it as a tax deduction because you're paying them to do things for your business, and it's tax-free. So we're going to learn about some of the tax-free things. Isn't that going to be cool next week that you can be doing, okay? Investing in the single most important way is to get rich on page 103. He talks about that, we talked about that already. So on page 103, investing is the single most important way to get rich. Selecting in chapter 7, you'll learn how to invest. So you'll learn how to move that around in small money funds, or some things are a bigger risk than others, but look at how much money you can earn. Maybe you don't put it all in there, but that's where a financial advisor can help you. And it also goes with your personality too. Do you go risky, or do you play it safe? If you play it safe, then you're going to earn a certain percentage, but it will compound and it will grow. But if you roll the dice a little bit, then you could also win big. So it's good to mix it up a little bit. Okay. Okay. So on page 115, he talks about factors to consider when choosing your investment brokerage. So that entire chapter is about investing. Okay. And this is really cool. So read page 120 about HSAs. If you are employed, you have an HSA. If you have a high deductible health plan, this would apply to you. And I just read this online looking at something else, and then I read it in the book. So it was meant to be. We have a high deductible health plan, Joe and I do. You call your insurance provider or benefits manager and ask them a simple question. Do I have a high deductible health plan? If they say no, he gives you permission to curse him. Before you hang up though, ask them if you're eligible for a high deductible plan. And so you can invest through your HSA. I don't know all the details, but I'm fascinated by it. And I can't wait to talk to Joe about it, because I bet it's something that even he doesn't know. What else we have to look forward to here is chapter 4 is conscious spending. Stop feeling guilty about spending your money. You make money. And I always say we rent our life. Okay, we rent our life. We get to choose what level of life and how we want to live it, and we pay for things in life. Okay. And again, it's the same thing. If you just stay over here and you play safe, then you're not really going to get to enjoy life. I'm not saying go out there and go in debt, but loosen up the energy about money and really, attract that of goodness and the good things that you can do and the people that you can help. In the way, that it takes 95% of all illnesses are caused by stress. So take away the stress because you're able to do more. And just imagine if you did 5 Mary Kay appointments a week, 5 little parties, let's just say they were all $300. That's $1,500. Guys, we're working online. You're on for 30 minutes to an hour. Could you schedule 5 of those with a few people? Okay. Or 10 to 15 people if you're doing a Facebook party. And do you think you get $300 in sales out of 10 to 15 people? You betcha. Have something really cool that, everybody that gets on goes in a drawing for. Give away a free satin hands, and all she has to do is have $300 in sales and 2 bookings. But 15 people need to be on, and you're going to give one away to 1 guest. And you just got to watch your numbers on that too. So I say take a attendance roll by signing in when they come in, and then tell them at the end, I'm going to ask for attendance again so you can get credit for being on and be in the drawing. Everybody, and just add them in more when they purchase, and just really have a fun time, but give them an incentive, to be on there. Okay. So chapter 5 is make money while you're sleeping. 6 is the myth of financial expertise. 7, investing isn't only for rich people. Chapter 8, how to maintain and grow your system. 9 is a rich life. And he also talks to us about how to save thousands on big ticket items. So what we're going to do is we're going to break that down. And so I'm about in what I've given you so far is about to page 120, about 125. And so that goes into get ready to invest is what we just talked about. And so we're going to get more into investing next week. We may even hear from a financial advisor next week or the following week. But what I want you to do is if we're in 120, I need you to go from 120 to 220. Okay, but look, that's a half a page. He's got diagrams and little charts, and he's got comments from people. Guys, this is not a hard book to read, I promise you, okay? And it's a workbook. It's for you to learn and to get smarter about your finances. So if you're behind, we're halfway through. So get caught up. So right now, because I've gone over a lot of this, you can skim through it and what pertains to you, which is a lot of it, mark it up, circle it up, so that you can go back to it, put Post-its in it on the pages where it's things you need to do, but then really dedicate some time this week to doing your homework, getting it sent over to me, which is pamhiggsmk@gmail.com is where you send your homework to. So here's your homework. If you didn't do week 1's homework, go do week 1's homework. And it's listed on, we put it here, it's listed on the Facebook pages that this live goes to. And so I want to just talk to you for a second about limiting beliefs. And some of you gave me a limiting belief. I want like 5 limiting beliefs about your Mary Kay business. Okay, you can give me a few more about money as well, because those are really important. So maybe 5 about your Mary Kay business. A limiting belief is I want to drive a free car, but I want to be a sales director, but I want to sell $1,000 a week, but. So whatever the but is, and those I'm just making things up before the but. But what comes behind that for you? Okay, those are your limiting beliefs. And so let's say you think, oh, I bug people when I talk to people. People are bugged by me. Then you might say something like, I'm a people magnet. People are naturally attracted to me. What I give is a gift for others. I make people feel fantastic through my business. And that is what you do, guys. I heard years ago, the secret. You guys want to know the secret? The secret is to stop worrying about what people think when they're not thinking it at all. Okay? People are worried about what you think of them. Okay? And if people want to feel that way, then let them. Okay. I just went to a few facial boxes today in some nail salons that I put out after COVID. I had one in before, and 2 were new, and 7 leads out of 3 boxes. So do you have boxes out? I get my boxes from Hobby Lobby. They are adorable, and you can go on our area website under networking, lead generation, and you can have all the details and all the things that we use for our facial boxes, which are super way cute. Okay. And we're doing them virtually. So get excited. Okay. So I want you to go and make sure you do week 1 if you haven't, because it talked about, what does a rich life look like? All of those things. That's really the beginning of what this is about. And then saying your power statements and then getting them on an audio loop. Okay. So, and then look at the homework from week 1, 2, and 3 in your book, 1, 2, and 3. Some of those things you may already have done. But, I want to know too, let me know, how is your business set up? Like, how are your accounts? I guess, are your accounts set up? Do you feel good about how they're set up for your business? Don't have your Mary Kay money going into your household checking account. Okay, that's really a major no-no. If you use Venmo, if you use ProPay, everything should run back through that Mary Kay account so you can track your money in, money out, and see how much money you are making. Okay. And so I want you to read this week 120 to 220. I know that's 100 pages, but it's an easy read. And if you just read a little bit each time, yay, Heather said, I had a facial today from a facial box and she may sign tomorrow. Yay, yes, absolutely. And they are awesome. And that's just one avenue, but it's really a great avenue right now because people are looking for something really fun to do. So I am excited for you. I am in awe of you. And I just am excited that you guys are journeying through this with me. And I appreciate you guys being here tonight. And I can't wait to do next week's drawing from Mexico. I'm going to be doing them on a piece of paper and drawing them off my desk in my bedroom. Okay. So we'll see you here next week. I look forward to hearing from you in your homework, and make it a great week ahead and get those Mary Kay bookings on the books. Create your strategy, talk to your director. She's your business partner, and make a plan that will really get you excited. Action creates the motivation. Don't wait to get motivated to do the action, but do what you know is required of you. But have 10, 15, 20 facial boxes out. If you can't handle all the leads, you can give them to team members, and they can book their own appointments. And look online for ways that you could expand your, opportunity through events that are happening through online, BNIs or different things, networking groups that you can get involved in, moms groups, church group, things that are just happening that you can be involved in. I'm expanding my business in this area, and I pamper women who is overworked, overstressed, and under pampered. And people will refer people, I assure you. So I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for your time and allowing me to be your national sales director, for me to be your leader tonight. And I just am so grateful. Have an amazing rest of your week, and we'll see you next week.